Well, good evening, everybody. So guess where I am? Okay, we have a really unique adventure for you tonight, actually behind the scenes in a way that normally just about everybody who comes to the Creation Museum would not get to see this. But you're going to see it tonight. This is one of our behind the scenes videos that we're doing while the Creation Museum is closed to the public, while the Ark is closed to the public. So we bring the museum or the Ark to you, but we're doing it in a little different way. We're giving you some behind the scenes tours that you normally wouldn't get. And so then when you come to the Creation Museum, once it's reopened, you will be able to appreciate, I think, even more the exhibits that are there. So we're going to show you the secrets behind the video portraits that are in the Biblical Authority Room. Now I'm going to show you them on a computer here because many of you might have seen some of our other behind-the-scenes programs we've done, and you've seen some of those video portraits. This is a new exhibit that was opened in November at the Creation Museum. So I'll tell you where I am right now. I am in Hezekiah's time because this was the set for King Hezekiah. Now I'm going to, first of all, come down here and turn the computer on here so you can see. And the reason we're doing that, because we're not over in the Biblical Authority Room, so you can't see the actual portraits, but let me switch that on. Okay, so this is Hezekiah, and one of the things that you'll notice if you look very closely is that you'll see some movement in the clothes, very subtle movement. And so I have with me here right now Ben Wilt, who's head of our audiovisual department. And Ben, explain how the video portraits were done. So if I'm the actor, and I put on all the clothes that were made here. They're all made by hand. Right. And that funny looking, whatever it is on the head, helmet.
It was all custom made.
And then I stand here. How did you film it?
Well, basically, in order to get that specific look, we had to do some very creative things. So you put the camera really far back and you put this really long lens on, and it gives it that really out of focus sort of look. And I wanted it to have sort of an otherworldly look to it. And then we shot it in slow motion. So as you move the camera, it just gives it this really interesting, compelling sort of look, which is what we wanted for the Biblical Authority Room.
So it's in slow motion in this particular lens that you had.
Right.
So the actor stands here, and did you have a fan blowing on them? So
we did. I had several fans on Hezekiah here. And then this was supposed to look like daylight, so we had to bring in these big HMI lights, they're called, so they simulate the sun. And I had to shoot them through these massive silk screens just to soften it a little bit. And because this is so long, it took a lot of light to light this up.
Wow, this is, it's incredible. And so our own design team built the sets.
Yep.
And as you can see, they built this out of stone, obviously.
Not quite stone.
Actually, it's all foam.
It is. It's all foam.
It's all foam.
Yeah, and then they obviously do a finish over top.
If you see on the back side, you can see that.
Yep.
But they finish it on here, and they even put bird poop on here.
They do. Yeah, they were really going for authenticity, which is what we wanted.
So they did, and made it look like, water had sort of eroded a bit, and
they distressed it,
and so on. And then this is just cardboard.
Yeah, this is it's like a cardboard, and then they put sand on top to give it a little more authenticity, and then obviously you can see where they added a little bit of foliage.
Yeah, put a little bit of foliage here as if it's growing through. Look at that.
Yeah.
And then the structure at the back there, and it's amazing. And when you look at that on the computer, you would never guess that was filmed here in this warehouse.
Which is exactly what we were after. And then the top there you see sky on the top of the video. That was actually a giant green screen or a blue screen rather, that we had back there. And then the video team took out the blue screen and added in the sky, which was, it was a difficult process, but they were able to pull it off, I think, realistically.
Wow. So if we press this again, we go to the next one. Oh, do you want to go back? Okay, we're very informal here. We can go back. And there, we'll make it move this time.
Yeah, so you can see the sky replacement up at the top there.
See the sky up there.
And then
if you look carefully, you see his clothes moving from the wind.
That was the fans we had on him.
And we're going to show you one of them here in a moment, Rahab, where she blinks. and you can see her eyes blink, which I think is fantastic the way it's done. You see him move his head just a little bit there. And this is where it was done, in here in the warehouse here.
It just adds a little interest to portraits, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'd never seen this before. So you call them video portraits.
Mm-hmm.
So have you seen them before?
I have. Universal Studios, I've seen them use them there.
Okay.
And, you know, a couple movies have done it as their advertising.
Well, let's look at this next one here. So this is the one of Jesus, and you see the tomb and the stone is rolled away. So have a look at that. And again, the people who did these, most of them were what, staff or
Yeah,
families,
most
or?
of them were family of staff. A couple of them we hired in. This particular gentleman we did hire
Okay.
because we needed a very specific look.
You see move his head just a little, and then you see the clothes move just a little. So that's in front of the tomb with the stone that was rolled away. So now let's go and have a look at the actual set so you can see where that was done. And it was done right here. And so this is the set, and the stone is very light.
It's all foam.
It's all foam. Look at that. It's all foam. It's amazing. And look, even the detail of what they've done in there, to see, you know, the clothing that's in there or the wrappings that are in there. And so that when you did the actual filming, the detail of the back is there. It just makes it more authentic, doesn't it?
It does, and all of it has to be lit. Even the interior there has to have a certain amount of lighting, so all that pops out. And then again, out here, this was full sun, so we had to have these massive lights up in the corner shooting through a silk.
And all of this, and then eventually your sets just get destroyed.
Yeah,
right?
that's basically the idea.
Yeah. So, all right, well, let's, the next one is really interesting. They're all interesting. They're all fascinating. But we just wanted people to get an idea. This is the warehouse where we have our design studios. We also have our artists and designers in offices here. And we also have our shipping warehouse and our bulk warehouse here as well.
On this side
we'll
of the
give you a
warehouse.
tour of that one of these days, the shipping warehouse, and show you what goes on there.
And this side of the warehouse worked out really well for these sets.
So it did. We were able to use the space here. Now, let's go to this next one. And the next one is Daniel, correct?
Yes.
So let me show you Daniel. So these are on, how big are the monitors over there in the Biblical Authority room?
You know, I think they're 55 inches, maybe a little
Yeah, I was
larger.
going to say they sort of look like about 5 feet to me.
Yeah,
So they're big monitors,
they are.
and so these really come alive. So this is Daniel. You see him blink his eyes there. And again, you would never think that they were filmed here in a warehouse, but hey, that's what Hollywood does, right?
That's right.
They just, in fact, they build sets the same way.
It's all smoke and mirrors.
Yes. They build sets exactly the same way. And look at all those lights that you have along there, and get to light that the right way. And that's over there. In fact, I'll just walk over there, and you can see the set and stand here. See, so you had, along here, you had the lights sitting.
Yeah, so this one was a
Wow,
little bit
yeah.
different. We didn't want daylight. We wanted it to look like it was dusk.
Okay.
And then we wanted to look like it was motivated by these candles all along
Yep.
here. So each one of those had to have a light, a specific light.
Well, the amazing thing is, when you just look at this is for a set, for that video portrait, but you look at the work they put into just putting these on
yeah,
here.
all the detail.
Yeah, the detail is
Yeah,
amazing.
our design team here is very
And that's
detailed.
this is just a set that's going to be destroyed.
Right, it is.
That's what gets me. You know, and even all the work that went into, like, making those doors, they look like doors with, I don't know what they are in there, wooden pegs or whatever they are.
They look wooden, but most of that is foam.
Yeah, it's foam, but
Yeah.
it looks wooden, exactly.
But all those little details are what bring it to life.
And then, we got a surprise for you for the next one, okay? But we'll come back and have a look at the next one, which was David.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we'll show you the set of David. And David's holding Goliath's head. So I'm going to show you Goliath's head, right, from the portrait. So we'll come back and have a look at it. So we put these on the computer here, just so you can see them, but you need to come to the Biblical Authority room. And actually, when we did the program on the archaeology, in the Biblical Authority room. We had Greg, one of our artists, do that. You saw all the video portraits in there. So here you see David standing there. You see the plants moving from the wind. You see Goliath's head.
The sky in the background is all
Sky in the
fake.
background is all fake.
That was a blue
And
screen.
David is an actor, and he's just standing there, and you can see whatever he's got in his hair there is moving. And you can see his pouch there that he's carrying, and the rope moving, and see the head of the giant moving just a little bit. Absolutely fascinating the way you filmed these. So let's go and have a look at the set, and we'll show you David's head. And come over here. So this is, David was standing up there, right?
Right. And this set was a specific challenge because we had to have such a big blue screen behind it to cover what we needed to put
To
the
get that
sky
nice
in.
and blue. And he stood up on there. I'm not going to
stood
go
right
up on
there.
there. I'd be worried it would collapse on me right now. As you can see how this was built, how the set was built, out of foam again. Look at that. And, okay, I just killed Goliath. Here's his head. David was holding it. I went to lift that up, and
It's
I thought,
very heavy.
that is heavy.
It's very
I
heavy.
couldn't believe how heavy that head was.
He had
So-
to hold that for over an hour. We
Is
had
that
to
right?
keep stopping so he could lay it down.
It was so heavy.
Yeah, it's terribly
Wow.
heavy.
That is something. So look at that. So I'll tell you what we'll do, Ben. If you get the computer and bring it down the other end, we'll show them Rahab. That's my favorite. My favorite is Rahab. So we'll go down here. We'll do Rahab and Joseph. We'll do Rahab last because that's my favorite one. Everyone has a favorite one. A lot of people like the Rahab one. But we'll go and do Joseph first, and just to show you him. So Ben's going to just put the computer down for us over here. So we'll give you a look at what Joseph looked like, first of all. And we actually used disinfectant all over this computer. I don't know whether it'll work ever again. But anyway, so here we go. So here's
This is
Joseph. So
Joseph.
tell us a bit about Joseph.
Yeah, so Joseph obviously was also a little different. We wanted it to look like moonlight coming through. So we had them design these windows at the top there so that we could set lights up high and shoot them through with a blue sort of look, give it that moonlight look. And then we use what's called flicker boxes to simulate all those candles, because those candles actually don't put out enough light. So you have to simulate all that light with lights that are flickering.
It's just like Hollywood.
It is.
Yep.
And they did a fantastic job, obviously, on the set, but also his costuming.
Yeah, all the costumes were done by hand here.
And he's an employee.
They were done on a hand loom.
Yes, they were.
So let's show you the set now, or what's left of it. So here's where David was standing. And it's just amazing what you can do. They build a set like this, and then with all the lights and the way you do it, and the cameras, and I see these lamps. Did they actually work?
They did. So those were actual lamps.
They were actual real lamps.
But you have to. They don't put out enough light for the
Right.
camera to see.
So you had that extra.
So we
light
had to
for them.
hide lights on what's called a flicker box to simulate all
And
of it.
again, what was the floor here?
The floor, I think, is just it's like a burlap underneath this, and then they brought in all this like sand, and I think it's a concrete mix, and just
Do
simulated.
they have fun like playing in mud puddles? Is that what it is?
I think they do.
Yeah, amazing. All right, well, let's go over and look at the last one, and it is Rahab. So, hey, Ben, do me a favor, just stand behind there for a moment.
I don't think I can get behind there.
See, let's have a look. These are going to be down at the Ark encounter. These are just the prototypes here. So, put your head there, and go down there. There we are. You imagine you're down at the Ark encounter, and you can be there, and your wife there, or your girlfriend, or whatever, and you'll be able to get your photograph. And I think this is Ham and his wife. Is this Ham and his wife? Or Shem and his? It's one of
I
them.
can't remember.
I forget which one it is. But we're going to have all of Noah's family down there. You can get your photograph taken. So let's do this last one. And I don't know why, but for a lot of us, it's sort of our favorite. And this is the daughter of one of our staff members.
Yes, it is. Yes.
And this is Rahab. And when you watch her there, again, video portraits, and they're in the Biblical Authority Room at the Creation Museum. And you'll see her blink. You see her hair moves in the wind, her clothes move in the wind. So you must have had to just get them to be really steady, but just slight movements.
Yes. Yeah.
That was the idea.
So I let them sort of move naturally as they stood there. I
Uh-huh.
didn't want them to be statuesque, but I let them blink and that sort of thing because I wanted a little bit of movement.
So this is Rahab on the wall of Jericho as it's broken down, right?
Yes, and this one
So-
was very difficult to light just because it's such a big set and it's up so high.
So Rahab was way up there.
She was way up there, yeah.
So you had to get her up there.
We had to get her up there, and then the lights had to be all the way to the ceiling, basically, to simulate the sunlight coming through. But we wanted it to look apocalyptic, too.
Right, and the wall had fallen down.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was standing there where the wall had fallen down, and you can see the timber up there.
Yeah, and we wanted to make it look like it was on fire in certain places, so we
Oh,
had
yeah.
those flicker boxes back there.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So because they burnt Jericho,
Right,
they
right.
burnt everything that was there.
But again, our design team did a fantastic job
it's
on
all,
this.
It's all foam.
But
you
yeah,
can
if
see
you
this
zoom
when you
in,
look at it.
it's all just foam. That's all it is. There's not a single rock in here.
It really is amazing what they can do. So it was a big team effort. I mean, it
was.
was a design team building the
Yeah.
sets. Of course, you telling them what you want, and then the video team under
Mm-hmm.
your direction filming with that particular lens. What was it? A long throw lens? you
Yeah,
said?
we just had a long lens on, so
Long
that
lens.
it threw everything out of focus behind the subject.
And then all the lighting and the blue screens.
Yep, there was a lot. You know, that's the thing about any sort of filmmaking or video portraits. It's collaborative. It
Right.
takes a ton of people.
Yeah. Oh, we even had our seamstress.
Oh,
She
yeah.
used a hand loom to make the clothes.
And they're beautiful.
A
They're
hand loom.
amazingly
They
done.
look so real.
And then she has to distress them.
well, they are real.
So she makes them really nice, and,
And
then
then
she
has
has
to
make
distress
them,
them
yeah.
because, make them look they've been worn and
Mm-hmm.
so on. So there was a lot of work that went into this. But you look at the final result there in the Biblical Authority Room, spectacular.
It was so much
Absolutely
fun.
spectacular. So we're only showing them to you on a computer here tonight. But if you are coming to the Creation Museum once it's reopened, which I hope that you will, when you come to the Creation Museum, then here we go. We'll show you Rahab again. You'll be able to see these. They're almost 5 foot high monitors, and 3 foot wide, maybe. Ben,
Yeah, I believe so. There's
This-
55-inch monitors. I
55-inch
believe, yeah.
monitors, and they stand like that in the Biblical Authority Room. You actually feel like you're standing there with real people. Just amazing. So there we are. There's interesting behind the scenes for them. Learned how we build the sets here in the warehouse. But we built other sets in the warehouse here for other photographic shoots too.
We
haven't
have, absolutely.
Um,
The New Beginning film, we
the
built
new
the
beginning
whole
film,
set. And
yep, and the huts that they live in, and that
Mhm.
movie's shown at the Ark Encounter.
Mhm.
So when they see that, all of the inside shots
They're all done in here.
all done in
In
here.
this spot, yeah, right here.
And the ones that were outside, you did in Colorado, right? Took the
Right.
sets out there
Right.
to Colorado, and the Noah's Door, that for that movie that
Mhm.
was in here.
It was.
So just
Yeah, the whole moving arc set,
Yeah.
the alleyway, the
they
door.
built that set so it would move.
Yeah,
and
yeah, it was all done in
just
here.
amazing. You'll be able to see the movie at the Ark Encounter in the Answer Center once we're able to reopen, which we probably would soon. Hey, we're doing our best to protect the ministry for the future and look after the ministry here. And so if anyone wants to help us and helping our staff, because without the museum and the Ark opened, it's of course a struggle for us. And a lot of staff currently right now not working, and they need your prayers and your assistance and your help. And we have like a skeleton crew on to keep everything just operational, and we're still doing the things that we always do, and that is to preach the gospel, to get the message out there. So we're doing a lot of these Facebook Lives, and we're still getting material out on the website and new articles, and so we've got people behind the scenes working on all of that so that we're still actually, we might be reaching more people than ever, I don't know. But we're certainly reaching a lot of people now because a lot of them are stuck at home and they say, let's go to Answers in Genesis and watch these Facebook Lives and watch their videos. And we've got some exciting things actually coming up. Actually, we're going to have a special Easter weekend. And the Easter weekend, we've got all sorts of special talks, and a concert by Steve Hess and Southern Salvation. I asked them, would they sing around the piano the favorite Easter hymns that I was brought up on? You know, the ones that churches don't tend to sing these days, or most don't. Some do, but most don't. But anyway, lots of things to look forward to. So hope you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes tour. Thanks, Ben. Thanks for being here as we communicate to our supporters, encourage them, and they learn more about the ministry than they've ever learned now because of all these behind-the-scenes
A lot of
tours.
behind the scenes.
So thanks a lot, and look forward to you joining us for another one.